Hey, 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 it's Dr. Joe coming to you from beautiful, sunny Atlanta. Welcome to Your Wellness for Life, where we discuss all 9 principles of wellness. Wellness is a state of being, and one of them, health and fitness, is a state of body. And today we're going to be talking about lifestyle choices and your weight, specifically in individuals that have physically demanding jobs. And these are going to be like construction workers, firefighters, dancers, choreographers. The list goes on and on and on. And if you looked at listened to my live yesterday, we talked about that a little bit, and this is going to be kind of a continuation of it. And I have a guest. I got a personal trainer who's going to talk about, the physical stresses of his job. And if that resonates with people out there, you may want to listen in. And we'll talk about some lifestyle choices, and especially in the context of the pandemic and now the holiday season. Everyone's has gained weight because of the pandemic, and now we got the holiday season between Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. I got an anniversary in there, and we're overeating, we're quarantining still. Some parts of the country more than others, and we need to address our lifestyle choices. So let me bring on my guest, and we'll get it started.
Yo,
hey.
I feel like I'm on a TV show.
On a TV show.
They're like waiting in the background, and then you get popped up. I'm on Fox News or E! News Entertainment or whatever.
Yeah,
special.
So I'm in my favorite room of the house, the kitchen.
Yeah, I don't know that house though. What house?
That's my dream house.
Yeah, there you go.
My dream log house.
Yeah, a lot of people though. One of my clients came in to work out, and they're like, "Yeah, I watched your dad on his live, and did you guys get a new house?" I was like, "No." He's just playing with his stuff.
So. Well, that lake house that you're living in, we're going to renovate it one of these days. And we got big plans for it. So we're going to...
maybe a Colorado house or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure your mom's going to let me just rip it up and turn it into a log house. I'm going to do the log house at our small farm. That's where I'm going to do.
Yeah, that would be a good spot.
Anyway, so today we're going to... Let me bring out the topic here. Pivoting your lifestyle choices in your physically demanding job. And, in the intro, I mentioned that with quarantining, people have gained weight. I've gained weight. Everyone's struggling with it. Nobody's different. 2 out of 3 Americans are overweight. 1 out of 3 are obese. And yesterday in my live, I talked about 20 jobs that are physically demanding. And their ranking was dependent on the amount of strength, stamina, flexibility, and coordination required for the job. Some of them were dangerous jobs, like being firefighters. 15 of the 20 are construction jobs. And the top one that's most physically demanding is actually dancers, and choreographers was number 9. So with the exception of probably the dancers and the choreographers, they're usually very fit. If you ever watch Dancing with the Stars, those people are buffed. And dancing, my parents, your grandparents, they danced until they were in their late 70s, early 80s, and it kept them pretty fit. And so let's blend that in. Let's blend that in. And let me just, I mentioned firefighters. And for people who don't know who Rip Esselstyn is, he wrote a book called The Engine 2 Diet, Rip Esselstyn. He's actually Dr. Esselstyn's son. And Dr. Esselstyn is a very famous surgeon, endocrine surgeon, and has got lots of testimonials where people have made lifestyle changes and reversed cardiac disease. And Rip was a collegiate swimmer at the University of Texas, and then he became one of the world's best triathletes, and then became a firefighter in Austin, Texas, one of the cities that you love. Go visit. A lot of millennials there, lots of gyms and restaurants, a cool place to live. But anyway, one of his colleagues, one of his firefighters had a cardiac arrest, either in the firehouse or out on a job. And so they had to resuscitate him. And Rip basically said, listen, you guys are overweight. You're making bad lifestyle choices, bad food choices. Let's get on a plan and make some changes. So that's the backdrop of what we're talking about here. So top 20 jobs that are physically demanding, with the exception of dancers and choreographers. I'm willing to bet that there are firefighters. I'm willing to bet that there are construction workers that are overweight, that are obese, that would have a better work experience if they made better lifestyle choices. So I'm going to let you rip into that now.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about finding time for you. So, we're focusing on our job. It's very demanding. I touch a lot of people every day. They come home, they're just like, I don't have time for me. And I get that. But at the same time, you're not obviously diving into your why and why you need to be healthy and why you need to be fit for your family, your work, stuff like that. And it's honestly an excuse. So you can be in control of what you put in your body. You can get up a little bit earlier. You can meal prep on the weekend. So when you go to your work, you're taking a lunch break with your friends at the job, you're not opening up, fast food or just like, not that sandwiches are bad, but you can bring a healthy choice to work, and then figuring out how to find time to get your workouts in. So I made a post in one of our private groups that you don't need to work out for an hour, 10, 15, 30 minutes of some kind of movement, yoga training can get the job done. And then obviously figuring out your nutrition. And if anybody's, watching this, they're like, I just don't have time. I have clients, and we have clients in our system that are firefighters, policemen. And I have one of my own clients. She lives in Kentucky, and she's a welder, and she's building a stadium right now in Kentucky. And she works crazy hours, and she just makes it a point to come home. And the first thing she does before she kind of gets in that kind of tired phase of winding down, she gets the workouts in that I gave her at her house. And she just made better food choices. It's not a complete overhaul. It's just a lifestyle choice of balancing out the good and the bad. And I don't think that's what people understand, is it's not like you go from where you're at to all on the other end of the spectrum. You can't enjoy yourself. Like our coaches in our group just did a round table on like still being able to enjoy yourself. Like, I'm going to eat something for Christmas Eve. I'm going to have something for Christmas, but I'm going to get back on track the next day. And, my health and my fitness and my mobility is important to me. And, obviously I feel better when I eat better, healthier food. So it's just really just making time for you. And then, obviously, I'll be completely honest. Every time I see an overweight firefighter or police officer, your job is super important. You have to take care of other people, and you can't take care of other people unless you take care of yourself. So it's like, if something were to happen, and a lot of these police officers are men. So it's like you hear about these horror stories all the time where, dads are overweight and they have a heart attack and they drop dead. They leave in their, their family and their kids. Like, just eat a little bit better. Try to find time to get some workouts in. You already have an active job. If you focus in on your nutrition and losing weight, it's just going to, you might not think that it's going to help your performance, but even if it helps your performance 5%, that's better. And you're already doing a better job. Yeah. So it's kind of a big deal.
What's ironic, you mentioned, overweight firefighters and police officers. The ironic thing is that in healthcare, you would think nurses, doctors, anyone in the healthcare industry who sees what we do, including myself, up until my mid-40s, reflect what's out there. 2 out of 3 doctors are overweight, 1 out of 3 obese. The same thing goes with nurses. You would think that with the cardiac disease and cancer and everything in your face that you would get it. But people,
I even see it in my industry, these group fitness instructors, and I'm not knocking them, but they coach classes all day and they put all this energy into these other people and they use that as their workout. And I'll be completely honest, they don't look how I look. They're a little overweight. They're not toned and defined. And they're giving people these instructions on, do this, do that, but they don't find the time for themselves as well. And that's why I'm a big advocate on, and I was having a conversation with our coaches. There's cheerleading and then there's coaching. I'm a coach. I'm not a cheerleader. So I'm going to coach you in the right direction. I'm not going to sit on a stage and just rah it up. And, that's the difference between coaching. And then if you think about it, I'm just very honest when we bring new people into our programs and stuff like that. I tell them, I go, look at me and then look at that last group fitness instructor that you had that was coaching you from a stage. Do you see the difference?
Yeah.
And they're like, yes, I do. So
for those of you hopping on, I'm Dr. Joe Pohl, and I'm here with my son, Evan. He's a personal trainer. We're talking about lifestyle choices, how that may impact your job and maybe prevent injury. And I Googled the other day what the most physically demanding jobs are. There's about 20 of them. It was ranked by something called the Occupational Information Network, ONET. And personal trainers are actually in that list, and they came in at number 5 as the most, physically demanding. Athletes were number 2, so it was athletes were number 3. So dancers number 1, athletes number 3, fitness trainers, aerobics instructors number 5. Would you say that there are aerobics and fitness instructors that are obese or just overweight?
I think just overweight. I don't think I've ever run into an obese trainer, but I would, they're probably in the wrong profession if that's the case. But I mean, you see some trainers that are 10, 15, 20 pounds overweight, or, we have somebody in our program right now that she's a yoga instructor, and she just needed to find time for, like, that's where the beauty of, like, our program comes in. Like, I always tell people, coaches need coaches. Like, I've had coaches. It just takes the guessing game out. And even people, we tell people to eat fruits and vegetables every day and exercise, but it's nice to even us have the motivation. So, it shouldn't be an ego trip of having your own coach. So we have clients that are in our system that are personal trainers.
Yeah.
So it's just, the beauty of that for them is just like, they don't have to think all day about other people's health and fitness. They can just pull their plan up and they can do the workout, and, it's less stress on their end. And it's nice to talk to somebody and have that accountability. So,
yeah. Well, kudos to you. And I think it was because of you 20 years ago where I really realized I need to make lifestyle choices for myself and learn more about nutrition. I've been, a sponge ever since there. But my weight's been fluctuating up and down. I'm really probably about 15 pounds overweight now and need to lose that. And that's going to be one of my New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, you've been walking a lot, right?
Yeah, but I was going to walk this morning, and then I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning. I passed out on the couch because I had a really difficult day in the operating room. We talked about how physically demanding and exhausting physical work could be mental work. So people that really use their brain a lot, it actually, your brain uses something like 20% of your fuel. So when you're very active up here and focused and concentrating on something, it can be very exhausting. So I just came home and passed out, woke up on the couch at 4 o'clock in the morning, realized I needed to order some Christmas presents. So I got on Amazon and so I got that off my chest, thank God. And so how can people get in touch with you, or how they can lock in the program? Because accountability is really the big thing. I hear it in my office all the time, and my pregnant ladies, I see the pregnancy, over a 9-month period, they gain weight, obviously, because, well, not all of them, but they usually gain weight because the baby is growing, the uterus is growing. I tell my very obese patients to stay weight neutral, because if I don't, they end up gaining 50 pounds. They go from 300 to 350. They deliver the baby and they go from 350 to 320, and now they've gained a net weight of 20 pounds over the pregnancy, and I don't want that to happen. So all the pregnant ladies, because of mostly the uterus, they all complain of back pain, and so that's back pain is probably one, after headache and back pain or back injury, is one of the main things that people show up in the emergency room. And if a construction worker were less heavy, they probably would be less prone to injury. And this construction site that's going on by my hospital now, where they're expanding the ER and they built this other more hospital space and ICU space, I see this grouping of construction workers have been walking on this site for the last 4 months, and some of them are my age. They're in their 60s. And they're 250, 260 pounds, and I know they're like 5'10", so they're obese.
Yeah, I mean, that's where the exercise plays a big role. So, obviously losing weight. So if you have a lot of weight towards your stomach, so I'm sure a lot of women get lower back pain from a pregnancy because 9 months of carrying extra weight in the front, it kind of just tilts your pelvis forward and puts a lot of pressure on your lower back. You probably sit a lot, you're not as active, your glutes are kind of turned off and not as functional. So losing the weight towards the anterior is going to help kind of neutralize everything, and then strengthening your upper back and, isometric your lower back, your glutes, and doing like, lower body stretches and anterior core training so that you don't tip forward. That's the whole purpose of the core and the glutes, is to kind of support the lower back, and that's where training comes into play. And yeah, I mean, if you're a pregnant woman and you're watching this and you're listening, I mean, we have people that come in all the day. Like we have a new client who, our gyms are based out of Brazelton and Winder, but we can work with anybody anywhere. We're actually opening up our ads to Canada, which is pretty cool because they're Eastern time zone as well. But we have a client in Athens that's 30 minutes from our gym who just had a baby. She needs to lose 20 pounds, and she basically just signed up with our coach from New Jersey. Actually, her name's Kat. And she's going to do our program, and we're going to help her lose those 15, 20 pounds and get her moving in the right direction. And she's going to do it in the comfort of her own home. So
how could they get in touch with you or hooked up with your program and get started on some kind of an accountability program? Because that's really what's going to make or break it for them.
Yeah, I mean, come find me on Facebook, Evan Pohl, and just shoot me a message. And on Instagram, Coach Evan Pohl, or LinkedIn, and just message me and say like, hey, I saw you on the video. I'm trying to lose weight, and what can I do to help? And we'll point you in the right direction.
What you want then is email any?
Yeah, email is really easy. So it's Evan, with my name's right there, at forge-rx.com. So like literally, yeah. I mean, it's like I feel like I'm on C-SPAN or something.
Yeah. Is that right, Evan, at forge-rx.com?
That's my email. Make sure you get the dash in, and you can just put the subject line weight loss, and I'll know exactly who I'm talking to, and we'll get you rolling.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I appreciate you hanging with me today, and hopefully a lot more people will catch this on the replay. This is on YouTube, and it's on my professional page. It's on my profile page on Facebook, and hopefully people can start. The new year starts now. The new year starts in December.
Like, if you need to lose weight, this should be your last new year, new you. Like, I don't do, like when you make it a lifestyle, it's just kind of like you do it. Obviously, like we're going to get a lot of people that come into our program on January, and I hope that's you. But it should be the last time that you're finding a program on January. So you need to find a program that you like to do, and you just do it for the rest of your life. Obviously, there's ups and there's downs, there's changes, and there's more focus and less focus and travel and stuff like that. But you just find what works, and we're going to help you do that. Like we always say, like the point of our program is for you to not need us on the road. And you shouldn't be in and out of gyms. You should just like find what you want to do now, and that's it. So,
and they can be anywhere and train from anywhere.
Like literally anywhere. So we have coaches in Washington and Louisiana and Idaho and New Jersey and me. So we can train you anywhere, which is pretty cool. Florida. There you go.
Cool.
So,
all righty.
All right.
We'll catch you later.
See ya.
All righty. Thank you so much. Well, I hope you got some value out of that. I'm Dr. Joe. And To Your Wellness for Life, 9 pillars of wellness. Wellness is a state of being, and health, good health, hopefully good health, is a state of body. And I hope you enjoyed that little discourse. And remember, having better lifestyle choices and having a better weight that's closer to your ideal body weight, or at least not obese, is going to factor into your health. And if you have a physically demanding job, you're going to have a better job experience with that. So on that note, I wish you a blessed Saturday. I hope you like my kitchen back there. I'm going to be doing some cooking later on today. And we'll catch you all tomorrow. God bless. Dr. Joe from Atlanta. Bye.